Blessed day everyone, blessed day everyone. How you guys doing today? What's going on? Give me a second, let me fix this camera. Alright, you guys seeing me clear? Let me know if you guys seeing me clear. Alright. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Hope you guys doing awesome today. I hope you guys doing wonderful. For all we see what's going on today, I hope you guys have a good spirit, a good heart at this time. Just understand, man, just understand a lot is going on, and we got to start to, honestly, we've been talking about prepping and all these kind of things for a long time now, and I'm just wondering if everybody taking this thing serious, or they just taking it as a joke. I don't know. But to me, I think it needs to be taken very seriously, because a lot of things is happening right at this moment. I know sometimes we don't listen to certain people when certain people talk, because we feel them that they're not qualified to tell us certain things. But for what I'm noticing, things is definitely start happening. Things is happening. Like I always mention, not because it's not happening by your doorstep, meaning it's not happening. It is happening. Are you guys getting prepared in case there's no water supply? Are you guys getting prepared in case there's no electricity? Hi, the Isaac family, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yeah. Are you guys getting prepared if there's no water, if there's something happen to the water and you just cannot get water? Are you guys getting prepared for that? Are you guys getting prepared if there's no electricity? What you gonna do? Are you guys getting prepared if the food truck is stopped, cannot deliver food to the supermarket? Are you guys getting prepared for these things? Well, if you're not taking it serious by now, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. And even though you're getting prepared, I think, yes, even though you're getting prepared, you got to be aware of a lot of things. You got to be aware of, you could have the food, but because there's no electricity, you cannot store certain food. So you got to get on your thinking game when come on that. If it's the winter, you could figure out how to store your food. There's many ways you could store your food. When I say food like meat, there's many ways you could store that. But in the summer, are you guys prepared for the people who love meat and these kind of stuff? If your fridge is full with meat and there's no electricity, how you gonna save your food? Are you guys planning for these things? Well, if you're not planning, I think you need to start, because this thing is getting really serious, whether you want to believe it or not. Don't wait till it hit your doorstep to believe it. Don't wait till it hit your doorstep to believe it. It's better to be secure than when time appear, you run in and don't know what to do. Hey, the Isaac family, how you doing? I'm good, well, be in and out. That's okay, that's okay. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate you coming by. So I understand, I definitely understand. Yeah, so we got to start to look at things different, because for what I'm seeing and for what I'm really hearing, I really believe we did not meet the destruction as yet. I don't think it reached us as yet. I think there's a lot of stuff still ahead to happen. I still believe there's times it's going to be blockage. When I say blockage, meaning no electricity. I believe there's going to become time like that. I believe there are going to become times when the water situation become a problem. I do believe that. And I also believe there's going to be time when food becomes a serious issue. And I'm not just talking about one country. I'm talking about around the world. Around the world. This is why I believe people got to start to get back together. Come back together and figure out, instead of you be arguing with each other and fighting, you and your neighbors live in the same community and fighting with them, you better start figuring out how we can get along. I'm telling you. Because you don't want you hear your neighbor there and your neighbor have food and you don't have, and they refuse to give you, and you have your family. Or some gas, you might need some gas. They have a drum of gas and they refuse to give you because of the way you guys been living. We are grown people, and I think we got to get out of these ways. The time when it used to be me is changing. You got to start to look for like-minded people as well to help you, or you to help them, so you all could help others. The selfish journey got to throw that aside right now. Everybody is facing it. It doesn't matter who. It's become a time where everybody is facing it, not just one group or one. No, everybody is facing it right now. Exactly, I believe so. Yes, I truly believe it's coming. It's coming. And a lot of things I believe also already start. A lot of things being predicted in a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows. A lot of things being predicted and come to pass. And we want to know how that happened. How did that happen? How did they know? That's a good question. How did they know that certain thing gonna happen? So it's for us to start looking into things a little deeper and see what's going on. You have to start something. If it's you alone and you don't want to start nothing, that's fine. But if you have a family, if you have a family, you got to do something. Like for instance, generator. You could start investing in a generator, and now I am learning that it have solar generator. You have solar generator now where the sun charge it. I'm not sure the price for that, but I'm learning that they have those generator as well, which they have the generator also where you could just press a button and it start. A couple days ago, I didn't have no electricity and my phone was dead. My phone was dead and I go to the generator, press the button, the generator crank up, and I put in my phone and charge. This is how important this thing is, guys. We cannot live in the world where we feel like we don't care. Okay? We cannot live like we don't care anymore. We got to start coming together. It will be better if we can come together and work together. One person cannot do it by themselves. Yes, one person cannot do it for themselves. So what we got to do, we have to start come together. Yes, David, you're right, man. Together we stand, divided we fall, and I don't know. I don't know when it's gonna hit some of us. I don't know when it's gonna hit some of us that this thing is real. You know what I mean? This thing is real and it's happening. It's definitely happening. Start valuing people. Start, just like how you valuing yourself, start valuing people. We all are people. We got to start look at people as people. We have to look at people as people because we want them to look at we the same. Because, like I'm saying, how could you, I mean, grown people, I'm just putting it as grown, the kids I understand. But how could we see what's going on today, right? For all that we experience. And you know what too? We got to start to live from our experience and not what we always taught growing up. We cannot ignore what we experienced growing up in life for what we've been taught. If you experience something, that's great facts for you because you experience it. So you could talk about something you experience. But when somebody tell you something, that's not fact because you don't know. That's not facts to you because you don't know. So once you experience, now you could talk about it because you experience it. So what I'm seeing now, I'm seeing where is either we come together or we fall. Is either we come together as a people now or we're gonna fall. The thing is, you cannot wait till disaster hit you to want to run to people. Like when I say to people, like your neighbors around the community. You can't wait till disaster hit. Oh, you and them wasn't talking for 20 years. And one day something happened to you and you decide to go by their door, go ask them for help. They don't have to help you. You wasn't talking to them for 20 years. So sometimes we got to be the bigger person sometimes and just get up and just say, you know what, let me go say good morning. If you try and it fail, at least you know you try. But sometimes we got to be the bigger person instead of waiting on the person to say hello to you. No, sometimes we got to be the bigger person. We got to start find like-minded people who understand, because a lot of people is still in dreamland up to for real. A lot of people is still in dreamland today. And this ain't no joke. A lot of us still sleeping. A lot of us don't understand the delusion of what's going on today. A lot of us will ignore the things we experience and doubt ourselves and believe something else that you've been taught. A lot of us are scared to let go the things that we've been taught growing up. A lot of us are scared for that. But you got to look at it. Did you learn this thing to benefit your life or to benefit something else? Or it was for something else? Or it for benefit your life? This is what you need to ask yourself. Yes, don't get me wrong. Our grandparents teach us a lot. And our parents teach us a lot from what they learn, and from a lot of it is from what they experience, and a lot of it from what they've been taught. So now we got to figure out which one they experience and which one they've been taught. And then now we got to start thinking from that. Are we going to start taking from what they really experience? Because what you experience become facts to you. What you've been taught, you still got to question it. Because you don't know for sure whether it's truth or whether somebody made it up. But are you getting prepared? It's not to get nobody scared. But are you getting prepared in case there's no water supply? In case there's no electricity? In case the food delivery truck cannot deliver food? Are you being prepared for these things? You got to make that decision. That got to be your decision. And like I'm saying, this is not about one country. This is about the world. This is about the world situation where things is changing everywhere. Not because you mightn't be seeing it. There's a lot of things happening. Floods does be happening. Sometimes we don't even know. There's countries get so much flood. And we don't even have a clue that happened. There's people don't know how they're eating their next meal tomorrow. But we don't know too much of that because you have your meal to eat. There's people who storm come and blow away their house, wash away their house. And they have no idea how they're going to bounce back from that. So it's happening. It might be happening by our doorstep, but it's happening. People is facing these things every day. Disaster, earthquake, heavy wind, tornadoes, no water, food problem, food security, nutrition security. All these things people are struggling with right now. So don't ever believe that it cannot hit your doorstep. Don't ever believe it can never hit you. That things can be happening very soon right at your doorstep. So all I'm saying is, are you prepared in case these things happen? You know, sometimes, hey Fifi Johnny, how you doing? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Yes, sometimes we take things for granted. Yes, sometimes we take things for granted, and by doing that, it causes us to end up in some serious situation where it's become a problem. Because, like for instance, if you see or you hear all these things happening, right? I will start securing myself for certain things, because tap, you know, sometimes, you know, them tap that people build shed with and stuff, like the tap. You could invest in one of them, because you know what, sometimes, I'll tell you this right now, sometimes there might be a storm, okay? There might be a storm, and the storm come and damage your roof, or it might damage a side of your house, okay? Maybe it mightn't damage the whole roof. But if you have the tap and you cannot get no help, no one cannot come out to repair your roof, or you ain't got the funds to repair your roof, at least that tap, you could use that tap and cover. Say for instance, a tree fall on your house in a hurricane or storm, something happen, and a tree just fall down and make a hole in your roof. You could use a tap. You could use a tap and cover that hole. You see what I'm saying? Get a few pieces of wood and cover it the best way you can, and stop the rain from pouring into your house. You also, if the side of your house get a damage, you could also take that tap and wrap it around your house to protect the wind from going in. So a tap is very important. A tap is very important. So these are things, if it's me, I will start investing into. Generator, whether it's the electric generator, whether it's the solar power generator, I think is something you should also try to invest into. Power tools, a screw gun. You should invest in a screw gun or a screwdriver. You should invest into some lighter or some matches. At least you have something to catch fire with. You should invest in figuring out how you're going to store some water, like containers. You should figure out how you're going to store some food. I personally, listen me, it's better to secure than if anything happens, there's nothing you can do. Okay? So I'm just saying, preparing in case something happen. Okay? So for instance, like some people will say, oh, well, if something happen, you know, and you know, you got to think wider. You got to think wider. Some people think very narrow. and they don't see the brighter picture. So now some people saying, why would I store a lot of food? Hey, Brother Stang, how you doing? Thank you for being here, man. Right? A lot of people will say, why would I store food, so much food in case a disaster? How will I take it? Yes, definitely, Fifi Johnny. Also prepare to leave the home if you can't stay. And I'm going to get to that as well. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yes, like some people say, why would I store food if it's a disaster? How will I take it with me? Well, you just never know. At least you have some food. So what you do, you take some with you if you can't take all. But at least you have some. It's better to have than not to have. And maybe you don't have to leave. Maybe you don't have to leave. So put it this way. Maybe you don't have to leave. So now what you do? You have food to last you for a period of time. In case not, you cannot go to the store. All these things closed down. There's no electricity for a period of time. You got to survive. You got to eat. So at least you have the food you were storing. So don't get caught up with, why would I store food if anything I got to leave? What I can't take the food. You can't think like that. Maybe you don't have to leave. Maybe you could be able to stay. But you have your food. So just prepare yourself in case these things happen. And as Fifi Johnny say, also prepare for if you have to leave. Definitely. I personally will say, have a bag in an area all right. You see that? Thank you, Fifi, for that. That makes sense. You see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And when I hear people say, oh, why would I store food if I got to leave? That's you thinking very narrow. You got to think wider than how you thinking, because as Fifi Johnny say, you store food to be able to barter, or in case someone show up, maybe a family member, and you need to help. You see, that's thinking out of the box. Hey, hi, God Eats, how you doing? Thank you for being here. You see, that is what you call thinking out the box and not thinking selfish. You see what I'm saying? When you talk about why would I store food and then I can't take it, it's like you're thinking about yourself right there. You see what I'm saying? You're not even thinking out the box that you could use what you have for barter. Maybe you have the food. Somebody have some charcoals. Or somebody have a little gas. You see? That's what I'm talking about. You can't think in the box in this situation. When you're preparing, in case anything happen, you got to think out of the box and not about yourself. There's no selfish ways when come in this situation. One, help each other. I can help you, you can help me. Barter system, we're using the barter system. You know, we have to. Hey, Jim Mama, how you doing? Thank you for being here. We have to start thinking more than thinking about ourselves when come in this situation. Because the truth is, if things happen, you're going to need help. You're going to need help. I don't care what you think. you gonna need help. Sometimes you have your family, and that make it even more difficult because now you have a family to look after. If it's yourself, it's different. But when you have a family to look after, it's a lot different. It's a lot more complicated. It's a lot more. So you cannot think about yourself and talk about why would you store food, how will you eat. That's the level of thinking selfish and thinking in the box. You got to think wider than that, as Fifi Johnny now state. You store food in case you could use it for a barter system. Your family might come by. Somebody might come by and you could help them. Because in these times, I don't know if you guys ever saw when a hurricane hit somewhere or a tornado hit somewhere. I don't know if you ever saw the devastation in the people's eyes. Because they already know, oh my goodness, I have to, everything I own gone. My house tore down. Everything I own gone. And they got to start from scratch. So it's no, when you see these things, it's nowhere you could become a person thinking about yourself. It's nowhere. It's nowhere you should be thinking about yourself. When you look at the devastation in these people's eyes after losing everything. And just remember, when the rain fall, it don't fall on one man house top. When the rain fall, it does not fall on only one person house top. You see what I'm saying? It falls on many people house top. So, you know, you gotta be careful. You know what? I was a little boy. And I could never forget this. There was a hurricane. There was a hurricane. And the guy was a spiritual Baptist, he was a spiritual Baptist. And there was a hurricane and it's pouring and it pouring down and the wind blowing and he starts singing out. Yes, Lord, pour it down on the wicked. Pour it down on the wicked. You know what happened? His whole house roof lift off. The wind take off his whole house roof off his house. He's saying, pour it down on the wicked and his whole house roof lift off. So you gotta be careful. In times like these, there's no room to be selfish. There's no room to wish bad for others because you exposed to it as well. Yeah, Fifi. Yeah, the guy was a spiritual Baptist. And you know how they operate down there. You know them. You say, pour it down on the wicked. And he keeps saying that. And the storm lift off the whole roof. It didn't even damage. It just lifted off. Well, that's what has been happening, you know. Sometimes they're more wicked than the people they claim is wicked. You see what I'm saying? So yes, I guess he really poured it down on the wicked. Yes, so in times like these, is no time for be selfish. It's no time to wish bad about people because we all exposed to the disaster. It can hit us just like how it hit somebody in another country miles away from you. Thousands of miles away from you. You can get the same effect and maybe even worse. Yeah, so being prepared and just in case something happen and you got to leave. Let's put it this way. Something happened and you got to leave. You have a car. You have a car. What I will do, I mean your car could get damaged too, but you just want to be secure in a smart way. If you know what I mean, you just got to be thinking out the box and just stop thinking one way. You have a car, I will make sure I have a bag in that car at all time with a searchlight, a lighter, a suit of clothes for everyone. Like in your household, you have a suit of clothes in there for everyone. You have blankets. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, man. You got blankets. You just store them. Also in your home, you should have a bag with first aid kit, blanket, lighter, searchlight with batteries. Just be prepared in case you got to leave, in case you got to travel, in case you got to start walking. You prepare yourself. You prepare yourself. Because guys, I'm telling you, you got to listen to what's going on. I know a lot of us, we don't like listening to news. I'm not really into the news. But if something happens somewhere, I kind of look into it. I kind of look into it. Because when you look at, I was listening to something about the grid in one of them state. If these grid get damaged, nobody might even have electricity within that place. Or a lot of different states mightn't able to have electricity if something happened. Yes, G Mama, I need to upload my emergency kit. G Mama, nothing wrong with you uploading that. You see what I'm saying? Nothing wrong. Doing that is one of the smartest things you could do. So that's a good idea. North Carolina. Yes, Fifi John, yes. Yes, I think it's North Carolina. Yeah, you guys got to pay attention to what's really going on. Things start happening, and it will happen. Like I keep saying, it's just we ain't seen nothing as yet. We ain't seen nothing as yet. Because for something to change, a lot of things got to happen for that to change. So it's going to be disaster. We might end up into times where food becomes shortage. And they've been telling you that for a long time, and a lot of us taking that for granted as well, because we now went over a hub and we believe that everything is back to normal. Oh no. It's not going to get back to normal anyway, like what you accustomed to. It's not going to get back normal to what you used to. So that's why I always say start adjusting and get out your comfort zone, because it's not going to be the same like how it used to be. It's different. Right now, we may know something happening, but we don't know what exactly is happening. We don't know 2, 3, 5 years from now, the state of and the condition of where we will be into. So this is why I'm saying, start. You and your neighbor ain't talking for years, and you never did your neighbor nothing, and your neighbor never do you nothing. Nobody was grown enough to say, hi, good morning, how you doing? And that's all it. A lot of times, don't get me wrong, A lot of times neighbors could be very difficult. But a lot of times all it takes is for one person to say, hi, how you doing? And change the whole thing, because your neighbor looking at you and they're looking at you as, oh, you look mean. You don't even say hi. And then you looking at the neighbor and you saying the same thing. So you start judging without even knowing the person. So it's best sometimes to walk over and say, hi, how you doing? My name is such and such. That's your neighbor. Your neighbor should be close to you and you should be close to them. But you get to know them. Because at the same time, you need to know who you're keeping close to you. So if you get to know your neighbor, not just pulling them into your circle, because you could do that. Get to know them. But I think you shouldn't just shut them out. True, we get to, hey, hi, Gina versus Gina, how you doing? Hi, Natural Keisha, how you doing? Thank you guys for being here. What's going on? Yeah, we become too comfortable within ourselves. And because we become too comfortable, we're losing. We're really losing. And it ain't no joke. We definitely losing. So what I'm saying is, start prepping yourself. I realize a lot of people start prepping. I'm seeing a lot of videos where people start prepping, which is a really good thing. Because I never used to prep in can before, but I used to freeze a lot of things. This year is the first year I start prepping stuff, like putting stuff in can. This is the first year I do that, and I think that makes a lot of sense. Because when you do that, the food could last for a period of time, even though it's not in the refrigerator. It could last on shelf. So when you freeze them, if you have no refrigerator or no electricity, nothing, you could lose all your food. So I think it's wise to learn how to store food in many ways. Learn how to can your food them, yes. Learn how to can your food them. Because I really think it can help you in case any disaster. Yeah, so over the years, I'll say over the years, we become so dependent for everything. Because now you could just go to the store and you could just pick up what you want, which is a cool way of living. You ain't got to do too much. Once you get the cash, you just go and buy it. But you got to also think about, if you can't go to the store, you got to think about that as well. If you can't go to the store, what am I going to do? Or what will I do? Start with me. I start a long time ago, because I always believe that they're going to become a day. Things will never, you got to understand, things will never be normal always. There will always become a time when it make you uncomfortable. When I say uncomfortable, where things you used to depend on cannot help you. So now you got to get back to the natural way now of how to figure how to do things. So I think it's either you get back to the learning process to try learn as much as you can, or you could become someone who dependable, who is only depending on people for everything. And I think the new life that we're heading for, you wouldn't able to do that much. You wouldn't able to depend on people much. Like you always say, it hitting for a man, every man is for themselves. This is where it's hitting. Yeah, exactly, Fifi, exactly. Survival mood. You got to get into your survival mood. This is for real, or no? This is for real. Okay, Natural Nikisha. That's true, Planter. One thing will make us yeah, it will make us uncomfortable because we've been living very comfortable for a long time. And I don't know if you noticed what happened a couple years ago. It made everyone uncomfortable. Everyone, it made everyone uncomfortable. And that's just the beginning. That's just a portion of what's about to happen. That's nothing. But you imagine how uncomfortable it was. That was just, to me, that was just a test of something. Just to see. I'm not saying it was, I'm not saying what happened is a test. What I'm saying is the whole thing was to start shaping people into survival mode. Remember, you couldn't go here, restaurant closed, certain store you cannot go in unless you have on your mask. You understand? The whole thing was switch. It was switch. What? I don't know. Every time I do this thing from this app, it not. Fifi, you see this? Could you erase that for me? Let me see if I can do it from here. I don't know. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. Okay, let me see. Yes. Yes. So yeah, guys, for real. What just observe what happened that few years ago. Everybody was uncomfortable. Do you see? Everybody was uncomfortable. Everybody in every country. Okay, all right, okay. Let me see if I can do it from here. Okay, I did it. All right, thank you. Yes. So, what happened is we all. Hey, God eaters, are you still here? Anyhow, the whole world was in an uncomfortable state when that thing appeared. The whole world, everywhere, people, you see what was happening, people losing their, you see what was happening in every angle. It was uncomfortable. In every angle, it was uncomfortable. You couldn't go there. You can't come outside. You have to put on a mask. Your children can't go to school. Just think about that for a moment. That wasn't nothing. Because at least you still was able to get food from the supermarket. So that wasn't nothing. You still was able to. No, I have some people coming in and write some stuff. So I don't know. Can I put you as a mod just to, in case you could. Help me erase them. Drina versus Drina. Yes. So what I'm saying is, look at what happened within that period of time. Kids couldn't go to school. Kids couldn't go to school. People couldn't work. People lost their job. A lot of people lost their jobs. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, a lot of people lose their job. A lot of people lose their home. A lot of people lose their apartment. A lot of people lose their car. I mean, think about it. And the crazy thing about it, that was only a situation. You still was able to get water. You were still able to get food. You were still able to get electricity. You were still able to get water. So that was just a fraction of that situation. That was only a fraction. And look how uncomfortable it was. Hey, Lashes Johnny, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Right? That was just a fraction of what was going on. We had also wear masks. But look at the effect it create. Look at the effect it create. So think about it now. If something really happened where water, you cannot get water, food, you cannot get food, electricity, you cannot get electricity, think about that whole situation now. Just think about it for a moment. All right, sis, all right. Just think about that for a moment. Just sit back and think about that for a moment. We now went through something and it was so devastated because people lose their life, people lose their job, people, you know, just think about that just for a moment. Let that marinate for a moment, right? Now we're going at, there's no water, there's no electricity, there's no food coming in. Gas station closed down. Companies start closing their doors. What do you think gonna happen within that time? And you might know how long it's gonna happen for. What you think will happen? It's gonna create the same effect that happened a few years ago and still happening today, and worse, 10 times worse than what's gonna start happening. Because gas is very important, as we see. There's people driving from places to go to work. If there's no gas, how are we gonna do that? If the bus them, the truck that deliver food cannot come, there's no gas, cannot come. So I don't know if you guys see how easy and simple this thing can happen, that everybody become, I don't know if you guys really understand. I'm sure you guys are intelligent people. I'm sure you guys know what could happen if people really want to do something and really want to make things become difficult by the snap of a finger. The water supply, the gas supply, the food supply, the electricity supply. If we lose all of that, and don't think it can't happen, and don't think it won't happen. So that's why I'm talking about being prepared. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm talking about being prepared. Because you use the food supply, you lose the electricity, you lose the water. What else? You lose the gas. Many of us custom to just go and switch a switch and the stove light. Many of us custom to that. Many of us never went outside and light a fire. Many of us never do these things. So, what I'm saying is, we have to get back to these things. Or if you don't get back to there, you're going to become very dependable. And you know, when you become dependable, you know how that can be. You want to be a little independent. Yes, it can all happen. Yeah, it can all happen, and I do believe it will happen. I already see stuff going on with the electricity already, and it's crazy. Yo, you guys got, you know what? I'm going to start to do my live where I can show like article with what I'm talking about, where thing is really happening. Because something about some grading in Carolina going on right now. So we just don't know. So that's why I'm talking about preparing yourself. Invest in preparing yourself. Put a few dollars in preparing for yourself. Hey, Urban Garden, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes. Invest a few dollars and start preparing for you and your family in case anything happens. In case there's no water. Okay. Gina Vos, yes. Things are happening. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Things are happening all over. We just not seeing it, or we mightn't hear about it. But things happening all over the world right now. Everywhere. Things happening. People who getting flood. Like I was thinking an article there where water start to reach in something in where water never used to be. In a desert, water start hitting these places. You see what I'm saying? So don't think it can't be flood. You understand? Because it start hitting places that never used to get water. But now we're getting water in these places. So it clearly telling you, this is why we're getting these flood and these tsunami and these things. It's happening. People losing everything. Hurricane, people losing everything. Like hurricane recently, I saw where people lose everything and got to start from scratch again. Okay. That would be great so people can see it. Yes, that I want to do that. You know we can't tell them, but if they see it somewhere else, they may listen. You're right, that's true. I'm going to start to do that, put article on the screen that you could see, everybody could see what I'm talking about, because there's a lot of awareness start happening. A lot of people start seeing things, because this is the time when knowledge increase. Knowledge has increased rapidly. I don't know if you guys notice. It has rapidly. Knowledge has increased, especially for the kids them. The kids them, you know we can't tell them a lot of stuff that our grandparents tell them. They don't want to hear that. These days you gotta, They want you to show them what you're talking about. So knowledge has increased, and the place where you could find information is now open to everybody. And believe it or not, if everybody start turning to one place for information, soon the information gonna start to, you wouldn't, soon guys, I'm telling you this, soon we wouldn't able to get as much information as we like on the internet. I guarantee you this. You see, now you could find where one, soon it's not going to be like that. Because too much information is sharing and it's awakening a lot of people. A lot of information that people had in their mind before. They start getting confirmation from information they're learning about now. So now, what's going to happen, they're going to censor these information, so you're not going to be getting a lot of information you want. You're not going to be finding it online. Hey, RG Living Life, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yeah, so a lot of these information, we would not be getting them online very soon. So, what I think, man, not telling you what to do, not telling you what to, but I think it's wise to start looking into things. Generator. I'm learning that it's a solar generator. I don't have the solar generator, but I have the one that you could just press a button and it start. Electric start, which is, you know, easier than the pull, which it also have the pull. So in case the electric ain't working, you could use the pull. So that's good. You have two options instead of just one. And many different things. You have your, you know, your lantern with batteries. Now, you know, you got a lantern now that they have it with batteries now. You have that, and also you have a place where you could charge your phone. If you plug it in, you could charge your phone. So you have a searchlight. You know, I'm trying to prep. I don't say, maybe I might need them, or maybe I might need them. So at least, you know, let me tell you, like the other day, my neighbor, their car wasn't starting. And this is what I'm telling you all about neighbors. Their car wasn't starting and they was there trying. I see they had the hood open, but I didn't say anything. Because sometimes you're just looking in your hood, it ain't got to be a problem. And when they see me, they call me and they say, can you give me a jump start? And I say, of course. And I have a jump starter that you plug in the electricity for charge, and once you charge it, it's going to hold that charge. And I was able to just take that and give it to them on one crank and the vehicle start. So that's something you should have as well. I think you should have that, because when you have that, you could charge your phone. It also have a light that you could shine and see what you're doing. So you could charge. You could even have something plugged into it. You could charge your computer using it. So invest into these things, guys, because they really helps. They really helps. Just make sure you keep it very charged at all time, because a lot of people only they buy it and they have it in the house, and when they're ready to use it, it have no battery charge period. So don't do that to yourself. If you invest in one of them, make sure it charge 100% and just leave it in a corner until you decide to use it. Or if you use it, you make sure you recharge it. Because that's for security. That is for in case there's a situation. It can help you in many ways. It can jump start your car. It can charge your phone. It have electricity too. Not electricity, you have lights that if you're traveling, it can show you. It have an emergency light where if you need help, you could put it and it keep blinking, blinking, so somebody could see that the light is blinking and know that you need help. That cover a wide range, and you could pay 100 and something for one of them. Maybe you could even pay cheaper. But that cover a wide range where it can cover. So that's something good you should have. And also your generator. Learn how to can food. Learn how to put away some food. Get some water, a few gallons of water. Just store them in case. So every time you buy water, you just replace them. You take them from where you have the water, and the new, you just keep replacing them. But always make sure you have a few gallons of water in case anything. In case you can't get to anywhere or anyone, you have some water to last you and your family for a period of time. My generator, or G Living Life. My generator is charging now. I use it to charge my phone and tablet, right? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You got to be more independent. Because I'm telling you guys, we're hitting a wall where is every man for themselves. Okay? So if you can't find some people in your neighborhood that you and them have the same mindset, people that you can trust, I think you should start looking. Because every man is for themselves. You're going to be going to people and ask them for stuff, and they will have it in their home, and they will tell you they don't have. And should you blame them? After you've been warned so much time to start storing a few things in case anything happens, should you blame them? I personally will not turn away no one when come on food or help, and I can help. If I can't help, I can't help. But I will not have food in my house and turn away anyone. I don't care who it is. Turn away anyone from giving them some food. I would not do that. And if I can help you, I'm not going to tell you if I have one generator, I'm going to give it to you. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm surely not. I wouldn't do that. But if I have two and someone need one, yes, I will lend it to them. Because you just never know, man. You just never know. What I noticed growing up, I noticed how giving my parents them was. Very giving. And I realized how it has come and put an impact on me as well. Where a lot of times growing up, I never had was to ask people for stuff. People was basically willing to share with me, like their knowledge, trade, work. People was naturally willing to share these things with me. Naturally. Mason work, carpentry. People was willingly sharing this information with me. So it all come back. Giving always come back. Especially when you giving from the heart. Not because you just give in because you want to look good. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Sorry for that, guys. Hi, Gigi Natural Homestead. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you, Urban. Yeah. Bean Juice Gallo, thank you for being here. How you doing? Thank you guys for being here. Yes, guys, so having good neighbors, I'm not saying all neighbors is good. I'm not saying that because I know some could be very difficult. Some could just hate you because they just don't like you. Some could just hate you because the way you walk. Some could just hate you because... all right, Gigi Natural Grow, all right, that's wonderful. Some could just hate you because you decide to build a deck. No, for real. Some might hate you because you decide to buy a new car. So these things happen. So I understand there's many neighbors that's very difficult. But just find the ones them that you could deal with and walk with them, because we hitting, let me see, I wouldn't lend out my I understand you when you say the 50 journey. No, I'm saying if I have two. If I have two, I might lend, you know, I might, but not the one I only one. I understand. And you have to be careful who you share with because they have their stash and don't share. Thank you for even mentioning that. Thank you for that, Fifi Jordy. Because this is so true. Because this remind me, growing up, and you and your friends, them, you know, you're walking and you decide, guys, let's go to the store. And they will have money in their pocket and say they don't have. And now you know, you hanging with them. So you're going to say, you know what, okay, I'll buy it. Don't worry about it, I'll buy it. And they have money stashed in their pocket. So I learned that from very young. There's a lot of people will have money, and not just money, whatever, food, stash away, and act like they don't have and take in from you. Yes, thank you for that, Fifi Johnny, because that is so true. Some people also want to know what you have, and you will be a target. They can also set you up. I truly appreciate this. Thank you guys. I truly appreciate this because it make a lot of sense. It make a lot of sense. It make a lot of sense. People can see what you have and set you up as well. That is true. That is so true. So you really got to be careful as well. And the next thing again, guys, for us who love to plant, to do gardening, a lot of people don't want to do gardening. A lot of people don't want to put their hands, the fingernail get dirty, but they're watching you. They're watching your garden. So if push come to shove, what do you think gonna happen? They're gonna start coming over when you sleeping or whatever. Or they might tell a friend. They might tell a friend, watch, my neighbor have food right there, man. You should go there and get some food. So we got to be careful regardless. We got to be careful regardless, man. We got, you know what I mean? Because people not going to be planting and they're going to be coming to you. People not going to be preparing and they're watching you and coming to you when these times happen. So for real, when we really observe everything, for everything that we've been talking about here for the past hour and change, just think about it for a moment. Let me see. Call me selfish, don't care. I have a good heart and I heard my neighbors say of shit they come into my house. Oh, okay. Yep. I mean, this is why I now say you gotta know your neighbors. If you figure out they're not who you expect, then you know you gotta draw a line. You gotta draw a line. I won't be open. Well, Fifi, I agree with you because you gotta know who you open. That's the next one again. You gotta know who you open up your door to. So, you know what? Let's talk about safety for a moment. We was talking about prepping, we was talking about saving food, we was talking about different things. But let's talk about your food and what you have, your home as well. Okay, I won't be opening my door. Good, it says it's selfish for others to not prepare and think others will take care of them. I agree with that. I agree with that. Oh man, say, come in where Fifi, hell no. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for your input. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Because it also make me think. You see, this is why I love these live, because we all come together and we all share. So me now thinking about helping, but not thinking about the part where people only come in to see what you have and want to, you understand? So thank you guys for that. I appreciate you guys for that. So let's go to security for a minute. Let's talk about security for a minute. So now you have your food, you're growing your food, and you know what? They had an old saying. Let me see. Okay. I've been trying to encouraging people in neighborhood to have a garden and get at least 4 or 6 chicken and learn to prepare, but not they watching me and depending on me. I agree with you, Fifi. I agree with you. I had some neighbors where I'm planting my food, most of my food, and I was giving them food. I used to give them food, and I decide I'm not giving no food this year. I'm giving you seeds. I want you to plant your own food. And what happened is they still never plant no food unto today. Unto today, they still did not plant no food. So I say, I'm not giving anymore. I'm not going to do that. You should at least show me that you're trying. And if you show me you're trying and you fail, I would say, okay, look some food, but try again next year. They never use them seed that I give to them. So I truly appreciate what you guys saying, and you guys right. 100% facts, goodie. Yeah. Hey, Ruth in Georgia Backyard Garden, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Hey, Tiny Farm Nugget, thank you for being here. What's going on? Yes, guys, so thank you guys for mentioning these things. I appreciate you guys, because the honest truth, you also have to look into these things. Being too kind sometimes, you know, does make people don't want to do what they're supposed to do. So you're right. So yes, they had an old saying, right? They had an old saying that when you think it's bush, Fifi Johnny Auburn, you're supposed to know this saying, Lascious. You're supposed to know this saying. When you think it's bush, it ain't bush, it's people. When you think it's bush, it's people. So you walking out your house and you looking around, you ain't see nobody, and you thinking it's bush. Oh, it's only bush, nobody seeing me. There's always somebody watching you. There's always somebody watching you. And make it worse now. They ain't even got to be in their home now to watch you. Their camera. Everybody want camera these days. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. But everybody want camera these days. But it have its good, and trust me, it have its messed up as well. Okay, let me go back in the chat. Let me see. Alright. Goodies. Just so I get vexed with watching me, I don't get me wrong, I share. No, I understand what you're saying, Fifi, and I agree with you. I understand what you're saying, and I'm agreeing with you, for real. Hey, David, what's up, man? It can be so much easier because we live in a great community. All right. Yep. Camera fancy my house for next door. Yeah. Yes. But what we don't understand with this camera is watching we and listen to we as well. So, do you see the downfall? Oh, yes. I'm not here. My doorbell ring. I could look out. I can see who. Yes, it's easy. And it's cool. But don't forget, that camera is listening to you and watching you as well. Yeah. So it's something to look into. Because I know a lot of people don't realize that this camera is listening to them. It is listening to you. Yeah. It's watching you and it's listening to you. So you have no privacy. So you believe, I'm bringing a nice camera. Oh, yes, it's there. Somebody, I mean, it's cool. Because if somebody show up, thank you, Fifi. Thank you, Ruth in Georgia Backyard Garden. It's cool. Because guess what? If somebody show up in your backyard, camera pick them up and alert you, even you not home, maybe your phone. Somebody show up in your front yard, maybe it's cool. But remember, when you show up in your backyard, it's seeing you too and it's recording you. When you show up in your front yard, it's recording you. When it have you on check, it know when you leaving and it know when you coming back. That's not privacy. It could see what you take out your vehicle. It could see you went grocery shopping, you buying grocery, you coming back. It could see you went shopping. So don't believe that this thing is just to monitor your yard. They're monitoring you as well. Think about it. Okay. They never want to pay for nothing and get them. Well, yes, that's true. Yes, Panther. Even the drones always eyes. Yes, yes. I don't care what nobody say. There's no privacy anymore. Your cameras outside, whether they're outside or inside, they're hearing everything you see. Your television, they're hearing everything you see. So it ain't no privacy anymore. I want a disguise myself as a plant. They use it a Joe Zodo. And what I'm learning as well, I'm learning that drones will be delivering stuff to your doorstep very soon. I believe they already start. You see, like how the Amazon truck come and deliver. They said Jones will be delivering very soon. Yes, we making everything easier and we don't understand it. And then your phone again. Do you ever talk about something? Do you ever talk about something and then when you go on your phone scrolling, the same thing what's the product you was talking about pop up? Like you're talking about the iPhone or the Samsung phone. The next thing you go on your phone and scrolling, you see the same thing you was talking about popping up. That should be clear to you. What's happening? That should be very clear. Put up sticky, goopy eyes. Okay. Mo Jones monitoring cameras everywhere. Yes. I told people years ago about the television. I say if a signal can come to you, the signal I have to go back. Definitely. Definitely. If it could come to you, it could go back to somebody. Yeah. All the time. Even if I talk about it in code, it pop up. Exactly. So this is telling you something. This is clearly telling us something. Right? So security, yes, we love security. It's so convenient to us. But all I'm saying is, guys, remember it recording you as well. So be careful as well. Be careful what you say, because it's hearing you. And be careful what you do in your backyard. And be careful what you do coming inside your home. All right? Even if I talk about, yeah. Yes, yes, plant. Yes. Yes, that's all I'm saying, guys. Just be mindful. But yes, let's talk about security, securing our stuff. Yes, so like in the old time, they have something says, oh, when you think it's bushes people, somebody always watching you. Somebody always looking out the window. I'm telling you. Somebody always looking out their window. But so when you harvested your stuff, don't believe somebody not seeing you harvesting your stuff and how much you harvesting. Don't believe that at all. They're watching your crop and they watching when you harvest. They know you don't pack. They know what time you go to work. They know what time you come home. They know everything about you. And I'm not talking about the cameras. I'm talking about neighbors. Do you ever have a nosy neighbor? A real nosy neighbor? That that every time you look, all you see the curtain pop, pop. Every time you're coming in for going inside, and you look over, all you see a curtain pop. Hey Eric, my family, my fly family, how you doing? Erica, my fly family, how you doing? Thank you for being here. They always watching. Your nosy neighbor always watching. You come out, you walk in, come in, and you just peep over. When you do, you see the curtain jabber. So they're always watching. So don't believe. When you harvesting, they're not seeing. And when you taking your food inside, well, it depends on the position they mightn't see. But they're watching you. So they know whether you have food. They know. If there's a food situation, they know they could come to you. Or if they don't want to come to you, you know, they know how to come to you, a matter of fact. And even you don't want to give. Fifi John said, okay, yes, they are worse than the cameras. Yes, Fifi say, I'm that neighbor, always watching too. All right. I hear that. Yes. Yes, so they always watching. And guys, the next thing again. And next thing again, we got to pay attention to. When people see what you bring in your home, when people see what they bring in your home, they know what you have in your home. So, for instance, they want something and they want it, they can come and get it. They can come to you. They can, and you know what I'm saying when I say come to you, and demands it. They could come to you, and you could, and they could demand it. And no, this is why I'm saying, always try to know your neighbors. The reason why I'm saying this, because you might see your neighbor outside. Like you know your neighbor knock your door, your door. When you look outside, you saw is your neighbor. So you feel, okay, that's my neighbor. Okay, that's cool. Yes. So you say, oh, that's my neighbor, and you go on and you just open your door. Because you feel this is your neighbor and what your neighbor gonna do to you. So you gotta be careful as that with that as well. These days you can't trust nobody, especially when coming and just open your door to them. Because opening your door to them is better you go by the window and say, hello? You know what I'm saying? Just say, hey, what do you need? And you understand? And then you say, okay, no, I don't have it. But you opening up the door. It's like you invite them into your home. So protection is another thing you got to start looking for, because I'm telling you, when these times appear, you will have to have some sort of protection. Because people will be coming into your home, especially they know you have a garden. They know you're supposed to have food. Oh, you understand? They don't have food. The family need food. They know you have a garden. They know you plant food. They will be coming. So protection is must needed as well. Your protection is needed as well. So even you want to plant your food, you want to prep, you want to can your food, whatever you want to do, you always have to remember your protection. When people pop up by your door trying to take your stuff, you got to be able to protect yourself, because we all know a lot of time when they come, they ain't just come to take. But you being resistant, you know what could happen. Okay? They better watch and watch well, because I have a few long tools. All right, you got to protect yourself. I agree with that. Vampire can't come in unless invited. All right, okay. Urban Garden, that's why we need to move in silence and not have everything so obvious. That's true. That is true. Did you get the... Desperate people will be dangerous, so you have to have your home defense. I agree with that 100%. Tiny Farm, I have a slingshot. Okay. You have... I have a troll. Which... Okay, tell me. Which one is the troll? I'm not seeing the which one is the troll? Oh, it's a content creator. Okay, all right. Oh, it's a troll. You have to report them. They have. Oh. Okay, thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you, Urban. Hey, Psalms 146, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Tiny is a troll. No, I don't think Tiny Nuggets is a troll. I think he have a. I'm not. I think he have a channel. Oh, he's a troll. Okay. Oh, okay, I got you. All right, thank you guys very much. Thank you. Tiny Farm Noggin. Okay, all right. Okay, let's continue. Right, guys, so protecting your start. We're protecting our food. We planting our own food. We canning our food. We saving our water for our family. We saving everything. But at the same time, we don't have no protection in case somebody just come and decide. Who is that troll? I'm not sure if Tiny Farm is a troll. I think, because I think he come up on my channel before. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yes. So now we have all this food. We have all this food. So now we got to protect our home from getting protecting this food now. Yes, I think I know Tiny Farm. He always in my life. I don't know. But you guys, I don't know. You guys maybe know something I don't know. So, I don't know. But let's continue. Now we're protecting our food. We're protecting our family from the food. Oh, I got what's going on. Oh, you call friend. No, I don't, listen to me. I'm learning this internet thing as well, so I don't know. But a lot of people, a lot of trolls do come in. They come in a while ago. We had was to get them out, so I don't know. But, you know, I'm just trying to get a decent conversation. So, I don't know why you know, anybody want to come in here and change what we're doing. We're trying to have a conversation. There anything where we will be? Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's talk about this now. So now we protecting our food. We work hard in the garden. We work hard. We got to fight with worms. We got to fight with all kind of stuff in the garden to protect our garden. Then when we harvest, we got to do whatever we can to make sure that our food is properly stored, right? But one thing I don't think we look into is if anything happen and people need food, what they gonna do after seeing you in your garden planting and growing food, or even you're not planting food, after see you bringing in groceries, after see you went shopping, after see all of that, they could decide to, and like we say, your neighbor could be the kind of person. Your neighbor could set you up as well with their friends. So these are things we have to look into as well. It's not about just growing and prepping. It's also about self-defense, prepping. You know what I mean? In your area, wherever you live, look at what is self-defense, because I'm sure in many different places it's different. Every place have their own way of self-defense. So look into that. Do your research on what is self-defense in your county, state, whatever it is. Because you'll be surprised. Certain thing you believe is self-defense is not self-defense. Planter, check what Urban said about subscriber mode. These bots too busy. Okay. When you say, okay, where Urban say? Urban Gardening, you have to report them. Okay. You have to report them, then they, okay. They all chose, okay. Report them, so I think they are gone. Okay. Wait, hold on. I'm not seeing, honestly, I'm not seeing a lot of these people. What you guys telling me about? I don't know why. Could you tell me who the people is, because I'm or put in subscriber mode. Wait, can I do wait, hold on. I don't know how to do that through this app, but I gotta start to do that. I gotta start to do that. Put it where only subscribers can come in. Can write in. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm okay, Urban. Exactly, Sam. Okay, I'm gonna be paying more attention now. Let me see. One thing I do is shopping, leave the stuff in the car and then bring the bags inside when my neighbors at home. Well, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. Psalms 146. Did anybody check out? Let me see. This person. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Yes. Yes. So going back in the where you go shopping, because the people, guys, like I said, more than you think, people are watching you. They're watching every move you make. It's easier for them now because they have camera, and if you notice, you have camera pointing from across the street over to you. You have camera pointing from that side. So you is in an area where camera right around you. So now they ain't gotta go out the house. All they gotta hear your car door slam, and they run on the camera and they watch everything you do. They see what you're carrying in your house. So they already know. They're not preparing for nothing. They have no time. They're not doing that. No, they're watching you now. So in case anything, maybe they might not want to do it. Maybe they're too close to you, so they might not want to do it. So what they might do now is tell a friend from somewhere. Tell a friend from somewhere, oh, what? They have food, man. They have food. And just like that. So self-defense is something to look into. And like I'm saying, guys, check wherever you live and see what is self-defense. Because there's places where it's not self-defense as less. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out what consider self-defense in your neighbor, in your county, your state, wherever you live. Because not everything consider to be self-defense. So I just want to put that out there. Make sure, because you don't want to believe, you believe it's self-defense and then they're looking at it otherwise. So look into that. But at the same time, we have to okay. Oh, being juice is legit? Okay, okay, okay. I check him, but I see he got no channel, but alright. David said that all his self-defense is run. Well, that's if you could run. Because she double support, if you know what I mean. Okay, all right. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm saying. Do your research on what is defense, self-defense in your state, guys. Because you don't want to believe you're right and then you ain't right. Even though you try, you feel like I'm defending myself and my family. You know, look into it. What is that tiny farm? What is that? What is that? Let me see. Hello, LP. How you doing? Thank you for being here. But anyhow, guys, always remember, do your research on the situation with self-defense, because you don't want no problem and it come and take your freedom away from you. Even though you feel like I was defending myself and my family. We don't want that. Okay? So, we make sure we look into that. But at the same time, you're protecting your food from the garden. You also, I don't know what if I black who? Did you black bean juice? No, I ain't black bean juice. I just check him and I check them and I see they don't have like a channel, but I see they on YouTube. No idea. Yes, Fifi Johnny, you know the law and you practice. Yeah, exactly. Because you just don't wanna. I don't know. I gotta set this thing to subscribers because, like you say, man, I don't. When I'm having a conversation, I like to just continue and go straight. I don't like all these things is taking me off from what I have to say. Yes. So right. So we talk about defense and we talk about prepping the food and also protecting your food. Oh, you being wrong. Okay. Right. So now let's talk about what we talk about. We talk about prepping. We talk about preparing yourself for any disaster. We also talk about in case there's no electricity, no water. Like we was talking before, guys. We was talking before. What happened a few years ago changed a lot of people's life. Change has changed a lot of people's life, right? People, you know, we lose family. People lose their home. People lose their job. People lose everything. And that was only a situation where you couldn't go outside as you like. You couldn't go into store as you like. But at the same time, there was food, there was water, there was gas, there was everything you still have access to. But look what happened. I was talking about this a little earlier. Look what happened. Look, the whole wall. It has affected the whole wall. So let's just think about no water, no electricity, no gas, no food. Let's just think about these four. We had these four when there was the situation a few years ago. We had these four. We still had them, but look what's happened. So could you imagine these four taken away from us? What's gonna happen? People will go crazy. People will go nuts. But guess what? There's people living this life every day, normal. There's people living this normal life every day, where they got to go and find water to drink, where they got to do, figure out how to light fire every day. They got to light fire to cook outside. So people live in this life every day. So all I'm asking is for who don't know about it is to learn about it. You ain't got to live it, but learn about it. Practice. Get to know how to cook on wood fire outside. Yeah, the smoke might burn your eye a little, but you'll get used to it. You see, cooking on a stove is really fancy. That's a lavish lifestyle. Because all you do, you know, are you cool? But outside, you got to get the wood, then your hand got to get dirty, you got to figure out how to light the fire, you got to do this, you got to do that. So that could be a little complicated, and that could be what people don't want to do. But I'm telling you, you should practice. You should learn how to catch fire outdoor. You should learn how to, if you have trees around you that drop rotten wood, you should learn to store these wood in case there's no, you don't have nothing to cook on. So, what I'm saying is, learn these skills. Even though you're not applying them today, learn them so in case you have a family, man. When you have family, you can't have your kids them watching in your face and you don't know what to do. You panicking. You should already know what to do. You should already have that plan. We cannot live this life of where we lived 20 years ago. We cannot. We got to learn new things. We got to get back to the old ways in certain things. The old ways where people have no idea what is a stove. But they still eat. They still was able to cook. They still was able to do everything as a lifestyle. It just wasn't as comfortable as today. But they still used to eat. So you don't want to get panic if this kind of situation occur. Like I remember, about how many years ago? I can't remember exactly how many years ago, but electricity went in New York City for a few years. Yes, they're simple. I don't care. I just love the. Listen to me. If you see me outside, you don't know. You don't. This is the thing, and this is the thing, guys. Simple living. Simple. I understand that everybody mindset is different, and everybody, everybody different. So some people, simple living to them is like, you got to be out your damn mind. You want me to live simple like that? But simple living make you understand and appreciate things more with simple living. It make you appreciate things more. Simple living. You see, we hitting a wall today. We hitting a wall today where technology has implemented in our life, so has created such a impact in our life that it become a part of our life. But I do not make technology run my whole life, if you got what I'm saying. Yes, I use the phone. Yes, I use the computer. But there are certain things I'm not going to be putting myself into. Like, for instance, I'm not putting no camera right around my house, all around my house, in my house. You understand? It's not that you're hiding anything. You just want that freedom, at least. Can I get a little freedom? Which, your television, with that's the next thing. There's really no freedom. But at least, you have a little bit of not than none at all. At least you have a little bit than none at all. Because yes, technology is what I'm here able to speak to you guys. Yes, I'm not saying it's the worst thing. I'm just saying it had it bad, it had it good, and it also have it downfall. We got to know what we want to use it for. Okay? Only simple. Okay. It's good idea to find out if any trees around us are poisonous, so we don't use those ones to cook with. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. You should find out if they are poisonous, because you don't want to be cooking anything poisonous for real. Well, you have a phone now where they claim it helping you, but I'm not sure how to depend on that app. Because I remember I wanted to test it, and I pointed at my peach tree, and it telling me it's another plant. A big peach tree, and it telling me it's another, it give me another plant. So I don't know if you can depend on it wholeheartedly. I'm not sure. I'm blessed to have grown up in the Caribbean, so now I appreciate life more, and I can go back to the simple life and strive. That is true. That is true. Because in the Caribbean, you know what? I gotta do a live. I gotta do an open panel. Maybe this Thursday coming. Yeah, this Thursday I'm gonna do an open panel with a live about Caribbean life. So different people from different islands, if they feel like coming up and really talk about the lifestyle in the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? Because the Caribbean lifestyle, the way people grow up, is like, is living off the grid. That was really living off the grid. Yeah, you're right, David. That's true. Yeah. The life growing up in the island is, I would love that planter. Yes, I'm gonna do that this Thursday. And I also have a seed giveaway that I was to give away 2 weeks ago, but things was going so, we start the live and then it goes so long. But this week I'm gonna do it early. I'm gonna have a seed giveaway this week, very early. And I don't know, we're doing a herb garden challenge for next season, next spring. And if anyone wanna join, free to join. But the best garden and who garden striving the best herb garden gonna win a prize. So if anyone in here wanna join that herb garden challenge, I mean, just press 1 so we could know who all we're gonna be participating into it. All right. But yes, I wanna do a garden about a video about the life in the islands. Why don't we practice living off outside? It make perfect right. That's true. All right. So Lashus is one. Okay. David is one. Right. So anybody who want to participate, press 1 so we know who all gonna be in this. I wouldn't say a competition. It's not a competition. It's just growing a beautiful herb garden, because it's about encouraging others to get back into planting the herbs. But what I'm saying is, I do a lot of videos showing people how I cook outside. I don't do the reason. Let me tell you guys something. Okay, so Audrey, okay, Fifi, you got the names. Thank you, I appreciate that. Let me tell you guys something. I am a carpenter. I am a mason. If I want to make my garden and I have tons of wood. I don't know if you guys see the house I demo. I got tons of wood from that. If I really want to build a design, a garden, I could do that. But my channel is not about the pretty looks. I want people to see that your garden ain't got to be looking at you spending a bunch of money for your garden to be productive. That's not what it's about. It's about simple. You could have a simple garden that produce well. Okay? But let me tell you something. When living after the way I grew up in them times. Well, when I was a little boy, because then we ended up getting electricity. It wasn't long after we ended up getting electricity. But I remember when we used to be using candle and we used to be using oil lamp, which I'm sure a lot of people did that. A lot of people did that too in their life today. But this was the norm. This was the natural. This was your life. This was every day. My father used to burn coals. I don't know if you guys know, that charcoal that you use to bake, to grill. He used to do that. It's a way you do it and you bake in the wood. And when you bake the wood, it turns into coals. We used to do that. So I never really used to have to do the wood fire. But we had coals that we could have, but that was the lifestyle. Cooking outside. Your toilet outside. Everything was outside. The only thing we do was sleep inside. Sometimes we sit outside if it's not raining and eat outside, and that was real fun to me. That was so much fun. But it will be difficult to people who never do that. It will be difficult and hard. Some people, I don't know how they will make that. I don't know how they will make it if it come to that point. But to me, it's like, as Fifi say, that's how she grew up, and she don't mind have to go back to it, because once you grow up in it, it become natural and simple. So to me, if I got to go to burning wood, which I do very regular, and I believe the food tastes sweeter cooking on wood fire. I'm telling you, it gives it that flavor cooking on wood fire. I love cooking on wood fire. So to me, these things is not gonna make me any different, because I'm doing it every day. I'm still cooking on my wood fire. So that's why I'm saying, try to learn about them, how to catch fire outside, start cooking outside. I mean, practice. Practice, teach your kids them. At least if they know, if they see you doing it, it's something they're going to be learning. And then they could pass that down to their kids. So even though times like that come in their generation, they understand how. How we can survive if we don't have no gas. Let me see. Okay. I ain't never popping in woods. Don't like stiffs. I hear you, David. Well, you better learn, brother. I like cooking outside on the wood fire. I love it. I love it. David, them, listen to me, man. Them wouldn't have, to them wood, you see, scare is what make we don't go a lot of places. Because if I watch behind me, I wouldn't go behind there. If I think about snake, I will never go in the back behind there. But that's the last thing on my mind. So, but what I do, I make sure I walk with my rubber boots. I put on my rubber boots in case I see one or I mash one. The problem is you don't want to mash one. Especially the aggressive one. You don't want to walk on them. So if you're going in there, you just make sure you have a boots that can protect your feet. Snakes don't like pops either. Girl, you made that up. You can't. All right, David. She a back up. She said, go look at our videos. All right. You know, I try to really motivate people, because I did a video one time where who lash us? That question is for me. I seen before, but small one, and they was running. They run from me. Yeah, I see small one, not no big one, only small one. But when they see you, they run. Yes, fear is with us, keep us from going a lot of places. I don't know if you guys notice why certain people know so much. They have no fear. They will go and swim with the goddamn sharks. They will swim with the alligator. They will do whatever. There's some people real brave. And if they wasn't so brave, they would have never know the amount of things they know today. Fear is what keeps us from knowing things. Because we too fear, but some people is brave. They're swimming with fish. You see what I'm saying? I'm not swimming with no fish. I don't care whether I don't eat people, whether I don't bite. I'm not taking that chance, you know what I'm saying? But there's people who swim with sharks. I mean, so there's all type of people we have today. We have people that brave in to on another level. We have people who allow fear to affect us. And fear is like a disease, man. Fear is like a disease, I'm telling you. Give me a text. All right, I hear that. Yes, guys, so I don't know, man, but I don't know if anyone will want to come up and this Thursday night, I think I want to do an open panel about island living. I think I want to do that because I think it's important. Because even though the people in the island study, it's kind of, when I say, I don't want to say different, I want to say they grew up a kind of different because they grew up meet gas stove, they grew up meet toilet in the house where you flush the toilet. Yes, goodies. Yes, fear is a light skill. Yes, that's true. You know, I remember just getting up and just pick a bucket. Just grab a bucket and just walk. And all I'm picking up is just fruits. All different type of fruits. Climbing mango trees. Fruits. Plum. All different kind. Just name the fruits. It's there. You just grab a bucket, man, and just walk around and come back and your bucket full. And that's all you eating for the day. You ain't want no food. All you eating is fruits all day. But I'm sure it's different now. Yeah, yes, Fifi, that's true. That is true. And you know, we didn't have the luxury, but we appreciate life at that time. Even though we had also to go and bring water from a mile. We had also bring water from a mile that from the pipe that we could get to drink. But we still appreciate them times. We appreciate the food. We appreciate everything. These days, the kids them will rather you send a barrel for them with full of canned food than eat the natural food they have down there. The fruits they have down there, fruits dropping off the trees and spoil on the ground. They rather other fruits that import. So that is what messing. So when they tell me they're hungry down there, I'm saying hungry. But not hungry when they're saying things hard. Because they can't be hungry. You only gonna be hungry if you want to be hungry. So when they tell me things hard, I'm saying, what do you mean things hard? I say things hard everywhere. Yeah, but things really hard down there. You could go in a store and you could buy a TV for a few $100s. Down here, we got to spend thousands of dollars. I say, really? So me say, but you could go around the road and get some food from a fruit tree. You could go and pick some fruits. You could go on a breadfruit tree and pick some breadfruit and get dinner. You could go around on a plum tree and pick some plum. We can't do that. If we're not growing it, which a lot of people don't have the space to grow it. If we're not growing it for ourselves, we got to buy it, which you get it for free. And then at the same time, you having it dropping off and spoil on the ground. So when you tell me things hard, I got to tell you things hard everywhere. You could survive in these places because there's food everywhere. Fruit trees just line off on the roadside everywhere. And everybody have a yard. Well, listen to me, sometimes, well, let me say no because I don't know, but in those times, sometimes so much mango drop off the trees. So much mango drop off the trees and just rotting under the trees. Flies just having a good time. Then when these mango rotten, they start growing. They start growing from right there. So you could walk under the mango tree and dig up a mango plant and transplant it in your backyard. I don't know why people don't do that. So when you tell me things hard, then I got to go back and tell you things you could do to make it easier for you. How things hard when there's so much food for you to eat? Stop worrying about the food in the can. Plant some peach tree in your backyard. Plant a few fruit trees. So if you're able to get these things free, then you're gonna save you from buying these things. So now you have money to buy other things. You just got to know how to utilize things. But things hard everywhere. Everywhere things are. People struggling everywhere. Some people just don't understand how privileged they are. Some people just don't understand how privileged they are, so they don't appreciate what they have. And they feel like they're meeting a hard time. When what you meeting, there's people wish they meeting the time you meeting while you complaining. Okay. Wait, what is Aurochs? Exactly. Planter, I saw someone talk about the Edos you speak of all the time. Yeah, man, Edos, yes. Edos, man, Edos is awesome, man. Let me show you something. Yeah, have here. You see here? You see this one? This one already start pushing eyes. Yeah. But it's too early. It's too early though. You see they already start pushing eyes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take them and I'm going to chuck them in the soil and just leave them. So they're going to come back for the spring. Yeah, it is a good plant, man. Oh, David, you got to send your address. Remember, I was supposed to send some for you, but you got to send your address to me, okay? And they have good growing climate. Definitely, they could grow food all year round. They could grow food all year round. So you got to understand how privileged you are sometimes and appreciate it. Because, look here, people only have growing season, short growing season. But they still try to grow. They still try to grow their food. Yes, they still try to grow their food. So it's just about understanding what you have and utilize it. You see, the TV sometimes does mess with us, for real. Because honestly, the TV, when you down there and you watch them burgers on the television, my goodness, it really could make you forget the food you really accustomed to. Because when you down there, in them times, when you down there and you see them big juicy burgers, man, you ain't even watching the food you have and the fruit cheese you have. You more looking at these big, huge, humongous burgers. Don't understand that you have the real food. You have the real food and ignoring it. Yeah, so I kind of understand that part in a kind of way. Same as rosemary, you can double plant if you like it real easy. Okay, we don't plant or realize what we have. No, we don't realize what we have, man. We always looking for more. And nothing wrong with looking for more. But you have to understand what you have. All right, guys, give me 1 second, okay? Yes, so it's all about appreciating what we have and know what we have. And as I was saying, nothing wrong with wanting more. But always appreciate what you have at the same time. Always appreciate what you have. You know, don't forget what you have. And, you know, sometimes, because what does happen sometimes, let me see. Yeah, you're right, David. What does happen sometimes, we so looking at other things that we're not looking at what's around us. We forgetting the things we have right around us, ignoring the things we have right around us, and looking for more. While what we have here is going to waste, rotting. All we had was to do is take care of what we have and appreciate what we have. And we could always look for more. But you don't look for more while the foundation you have, you allow it to demolish. You see what I'm saying? What we have here, we forget it. And we're looking for more. And sometimes the more you're looking for, you never get it. And then by the time you turn back to look at what you had, it's gone. So now you end up with nothing. You got what I'm saying? We end up with nothing because, as Fifi Johnny said, greed. Yes, greed. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Them boys used to look good, David. I tell you that. A burger. It's the same. Yes, that's true. They call greed, David. That's why TV is not good. But you know our people, they love to be light. Right. It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Appreciate what you have. Sometimes we have things and we ain't appreciating it. And we end up lose them. And sometimes nothing wrong with wanting more. Don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with wanting more. Not at all. Sometimes you tell yourself you have it bad. And what you call bad is like a blessing if some people have what you have going on. Some people feel like that's a blessing to them. But to you, you feel it's bad what you have, you know what I mean? So just appreciate the little we have. You said a mouthful planter. Thank you, thank you. Gigi Natural Home said, thank you, I appreciate it. Yes, appreciate what we have, man. Don't care how small it be. Appreciate it. Nothing wrong with wanting more. Just appreciate what you have. Many times, this is why I always tell people, appreciate. When I hear people complaining, I'm saying, man, appreciate what you have. Some people don't have what you have. And you complaining. Appreciate what you have. And you could always look for more. Just like what I now mentioned, people have mango trees where mango falling on the ground, they don't want to eat them. They rather something coming in a can. They're not appreciating these healthy fruits that grow natural. Sometimes we don't appreciate things and we lose them, we end up with nothing. Appreciate your foundation. Appreciate what you have. Look for more. You could always look for more. If you ain't get what you're looking for, you have something to turn back to. Yes. While we were playing around, we better hit that flow for exercise when one is done live. There's a saying, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. That's true. We have to be thankful every day. We don't like to have more than others. Make us feel embarrassed. Listen to me. Just appreciate what you have. And if somebody have more than you, don't worry about that. Appreciate what you have and you could look for more at the same time. But don't forget what you have. It's like in relationship. It's like in relationship. Sometimes you have your partner and you ain't appreciating them. You take them for granted. And you ain't appreciating them and you out there doing you. You check what I'm saying? And one day, when you tell yourself you didn't get where you want to get where you want out there, you decide to come back. And then you come back to nothing. It's what you leave in there anymore. What you leave in there anymore. So be careful with that as well. You see. I appreciate you giving thoughts you have ain't real. I know you but you scared so. Who that for, David? I is you giving thoughts you ain't real. This thing, David, what? I don't know. David Gigi will get you. Oh, okay, all right, all right. Yeah, so guys, appreciate what you have, whether it's little or it's small. At least you have something. Some people now lose everything. Disaster come hit people, they lose everything. They have nothing. They're starting from scratch right now. So yes, appreciate what you have and you could always strive for better. Nothing wrong with striving for better. And like I was saying, you have your partner, you don't appreciate them, you go on out there doing whatever, and when you come back, they might be there physically, but they're not there mentally. They already gave up on you. because you didn't appreciate them. Appreciate the good thing in your life. Appreciate the good people in your life. Because it's hard to find loyal, real people today. So when you find them, appreciate them. Don't take them for granted. Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we do that too much. We take good people for granted. And when we lose them, we want to know why. People only could take a certain amount. One day they will give up. You find good people, appreciate them, don't take them for granted, and you'll be okay. You'll be okay. Yes, guys, I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming out today. I hope this live motivate somebody. You know, I always try to do live that can motivate someone. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out today. Thank you, guys. I've learned so much from you guys as well. Everybody has shared knowledge. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, guys, so much. Thank each and every one of you. I appreciate you guys. Peace, love, and blessing to each and every one of you. I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful week. And don't forget, love yourself. Appreciate yourself. And you're going to learn to appreciate others. All right? So peace, love, and blessing to each and every one of you. Yes, thank you, Fifi Johnny. Yes. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope I see you guys Thursday night. Gonna have a seed giveaway. And we're gonna just continue it. And don't forget, guys, Saturday night. Gigi Hope said you driving. David, you lucky the lady driving, man. All right, guys, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful week. Hope to see you guys Thursday. And don't forget, guys, we do a little music on Saturday night starting at 11 p.m. We just play music and have a good time. Okay? So thank you guys for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Peace, love, and blessing. Have a blessed and wonderful week.